He's the only one who will tell you that your question sucks. And he has told me that my question sucks from time to time.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah, you have told me that.
No. Maybe one.
Yeah,
2.
one. You have told me aburrido.
Aburrido.
Yeah. So maybe I'm a shitter interviewer or not, but I haven't it fucking
Mala fanculo tú.
Guarenes, guachaquitos,
guarenes.
amantes de la música. Mike Patton, 7mo Vicio, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
Yeah?
¿Tú?
Bien.
Bien.
Do you still have warm memories about last night? Or maybe not that warm?
It's hard to say. First of all, it was hard to sleep last night after the concert because after all of the work that went into it, all of the drama, all of the chaos, all of the hurricane, as I say, of bullshit, it all comes down to, can you play or can you not play? And there was a moment yesterday when we weren't sure if we could play. I mean, maybe we shouldn't get into that, but it became a decision, do we really want to do this or not? And of course the answer was yes. And, I talked to my entire band and everybody, and it was like, okay, the circumstances have changed, but guess what? What's important? What's really important? Playing when you're supposed to play, or just playing? You know what I mean? Like the important thing as an artist, I guess I should say, is making the art, doing it, realizing it. And even under crazy circumstances, if you can rise above that, then you're doing something good. So I felt very proud that we pulled it off, and that it seemed like the audience enjoyed it, and yeah, there was no, major drama beyond that. We played, everything was fine. It was a little bit late. I mean, some friends of mine were saying, "Oh, I couldn't come because I have to work the next day." So that kind of pissed me off, but whatever. It was una buena calidad con la gente, ¿no?
One of the great things is that Mondo works as a family.
Yes.
A family that can cope up with.
Yeah. It's like an animal. It's an organism. And we all, it's not like a lot of musical acts that are this big are a bunch of hired people who just kind of come in, and it's kind of like an office where they just go check in, and then when they're, they don't really care. It's just work. With this band, it's different. So I feel really lucky because I couldn't have been able to do it with a bunch of people that were just showing up to the office, if you know what I mean.
It all started as a crazy idea. You and me joking around.
From you.
Yeah, but you
Carajo.
You keep joking with me.
Cabrón. You. Seriously, everybody should know that this idea.
This bald fucker is the
Empezado con el
response.
pelado aquí. ¿Verdad que?
So, and then it turned out to be a solid gossip, and then it was official news.
It was gossip, but I never believed it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I never believed it.
I
Remember, I was kind of like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
So how do you leave the process, from this crazy notion to standing 24th of November 2013?
Well,
I don't know after
was
or before any. I can't recall, but that, you know what I mean.
I didn't believe it until last night when I was sitting in bed after the concert. Seriously. It's more than ambitious. It's almost insane to do a concert like this. Ennio on his own, very complicated, very difficult concert to do right. Us, also very difficult. Conjuntos, mierda, imposible. So, estaba un milagro, verdad que, that it actually worked. So my process was, I don't believe in miracles until I see them. Understand? So to me, even when I was on the flight, I'm like, well, we'll see. And I think that was just a healthy way for me to not, you know what I mean? To not go crazy, to not blow my head off, to not stress too much. We showed up, we did one rehearsal, and it was like fucking magic from note one. I'm like, okay, so I feel very comfortable. I know that no matter what happens, we're gonna fucking kick ass. Yeah. No matter what. We could play at 4 in the morning. We could play on the moon. We could play in Bina. I don't care. We're gonna be good. So that put me in a state of normally where I'd be freaking out. Because I'm, like I said, told you earlier, I'm a little bit like Ennio, like
we will see
the temperature just goes like that.
We will see at 84, 85. How are you?
Worse. Hopefully not worse than him, but it's okay. Look, I can't talk shit about him because I understand. The reason he is like that is because he is about music, and he's about making things perfect. It's more than perfectionism. It's almost a disease. If things aren't right, there's something that happens inside of you, and you it's like vomiting. You have to like yell or do something, and you need to do whatever it takes to correct that mistake and make it right. So I totally understand it. And at his age, I mean, there's we'll all see this one day. When you get to a certain point where distractions and bullshit are no longer tolerated. And to me, I really respect it. And if he didn't know we were gonna play, I would have freaked out too if I were him. Absolutely.
Some musicians of his told me that at rehearsals, he starts suddenly, bursting tears from the ensayo that is going amazing, and the next minute he's yelling at some motherfucker who doesn't get
cazzo.
Yeah.
Ho sentito.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I wasn't at the ensayo because
of his.
Because everything was very tense, and I didn't want to be a part of it, and so I stayed in the hotel just waiting for a call. Hey, are we playing? Or are we going? What are we doing? And but I heard stories because some of my band was there, and he was freaking out a lot. But hey, like I say, I think from the outside, people think that freaking out, like when a boss in a room like this starts yelling at people, that maybe it's for no reason because he's crazy. I don't really think so. I think it's because he knows the way it should be, and if everything isn't the way it should be, then you got to do whatever it takes. And sometimes you got to be really nice. You got to talk really slow and really calmly. And sometimes you got to fucking yell. And it's an art, and I'm still learning it. Sometimes I yell too much. Sometimes I'm too nice. I don't know. I think there's a lot I could learn from him, to be honest.
Oye, should we tell the audience what was the dialogue between you and Ennio? Or no. Because
I think I don't want to make him look like a.
It's the spoiler of the movie, right? No one should know.
Well, it's not even.
But
really,
it's priceless and it's classic.
It's really great.
You can recognize that. Yeah. Of course. But
because that's not even necessarily.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that contributed to that happening, and I can't place it on him or his management or the promoter or us. It's like I said, when something is so, I'm being very politically correct right here. When something is so complicated, there's not one problem. There's always going to be problems. If you were playing a concert solo, okay, say you're playing, I don't know, charango, okay, solo, there's going to be problems. It's never easy. So imagine 200 people plus, what are we, 25?
Yeah.
And together, and schedule changes, and it's never going to be perfect.
And a lot of first times for you, Mike. A lot of first times for you. First time Ennio accepts this kind of, meeting, reunión, evento, whatever. And first time a foreigner, extranjero, it's, candidate for Rey Huachaca or Rey Guarén, no sé. Rey no. Rey no, solamente Huachaca, ¿no? You guys should know this. He eat empanadas, before the show. Mm-hmm. ¿Cuántas comiste?
3.
¿3?
Casi 4.
Te aconsejaron que no las comieras frías. Te comiste una fría el día anterior.
Fría imposible.
If he saw a pretty girl, he's Huachaca. He says, buen pernil.
Pernil. Eso es verdad, sí.
¿Sí?
Perniles.
So
son ricos.
How are you dealing with the fact, maybe to not sit on the throne, but to be recognized as a Huachaca?
Oh, I'm honored. No, verdad.
Yeah, sí.
It's strange, obviously. When I first heard about it, I must admit, I laughed. Because it is, let's be honest, absurdo. But, the more that I kind of thought about it, I was like, wow, they're serious about this. This is a serious thing, not like some joke. And I met, I guess, some of the kids that...
who are amazing.
¿Cómo se llama?
Un equipo.
Sí, un equipo.
Una
que huachaquitos. Que
tifosi of the Huachaca.
And they were like sinceros. Like, no, con la camiseta y todo.
Sí.
And I'm like, shit, damn, okay, man, thank you. And but I think we talked before, like about doing like a video to promote it.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain to them. I hope they understood.
Yes,
I'm not a politico. Me votas? No soy esta persona. So I just said, I hope you understand. No, don't want to offend you, but if it happens, it happens. I'd like to just sit back and watch, if that's okay. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
Can I get you in trouble right now?
What did I do?
With this question?
What did I do now?
This is a fact. A fact. No fuck. A fact. A fact.
Fuck.
This is a Huachaca fact.
Huachaca fuck.
Tell me right now.
Yeah.
Mike. At the moment, after you said Don, you were thinking about other nickname for Don Francisco or Don Corleone was?
No.
Sure, Mike, sure you wouldn't say to him Don Chanchisco. Are you sure?
No.
You didn't think about that?
I thought about it.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, yeah. But maybe I even said it to you. Because I said it before, and then everybody laughed, but I realized that's really mean. That's too bad. That's too... No. And then... I actually thought about this before. It's like, because they told me he was going to talk to me. And, because I've seen him, he's, siempre domingo. Sábado gigante. Eso.
Siempre Domingo is not a bad name.
Sorry.
Don Francisco is taking
That's
name
a Mexican one. That's a Mexican one, sorry. Anyway, so I've seen him. And so I know. And I know the history, a little bit. So I knew I had to say something. So I kind of thought about it. And I had already heard that they call him Chanchisco. But that's fucking, man, come on.
Yeah, that's
a little bit rough.
Yeah.
That would have been like, if I were him, I'd be like, pop. But Don Corleone is more like, un poco de respeto, pero un poco de comedia, ¿no? And then after was a little bit of tensión, but then later his guy was like, he thought it was very funny and la. So,
yeah.
quién sabe.
Oye, going back to the concert, many people were asking, fans of Mondo Cane, about did you guys force, to make adjustment to the set list, maybe?
A little bit, yeah.
Scalinatella.
No.
Because I love Pine, Fucile,
of course. Yeah. We could have played many more songs, but here's the deal. Initially, we were the opening band, supposed to be, right? So to me, the respect was, the promoter said, oh, you guys can play an hour and a half. I go, no, opening bands don't play an hour and a half. Ennio's going to play 2 hours. We should play 1, maximo. Because I know what it's like to be a fan. 4 hours of music, I don't care what it is. No, it's too much. So I cut it down to an hour and 15. Then once the schedule changed, and there was also a curfew, we had to, there was a point in the set, no joke, after the 6th song, I told my tour manager to stay on the side of the stage, and I look at him, and I go, or like, should we add this extra song or not? Because I didn't want there to be trouble. So we cut maybe 2 or 3 songs. But still, I think we played an hour, no?
Yeah.
I know, I'll bet you people think that we played cortos, but really, for an opening band, we did what we should have done,
Y para todo el mundo perro allá afuera, tenemos great news, because there's a Mondo Cane 2 in the works, maybe at Ipecac, somewhere in the future.
Although it'll be another record, yeah. Probably next year.
Awesome.
Yeah. But concerts I can't promise because it's, as we have found out yesterday, it's difficult.
It not happens only to Anvil. You should know that. I'm going to get into movies a little bit.
Of course, I knew we would at some point.
Did you saw Ratatouille?
Yeah.
Ratatouille?
Yeah. I liked it.
The rat that cooks,
Yeah.
When he tastes, the flavor.
No, la Juaren
El Juaren. Del Mapocho, así salen. When he cooks and he tastes flowers, and he experiments, he seems to capture, the essence of creation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That moment, he's... Mm-hmm. And everything, and I happen to, to feel
it's a great thing.
An onion and garlic, and what pepper and
the only way that I do that is, and also I learned this from my wife, is like, okay, you start out with an idea. Okay, I'm going to cook this, and this is also the same in music, really. And then you're missing like 2 or 3 ingredients that are really important, so you're forced to improvise. Same in music. It's like, let's go back to the cocina. Okay, oh, damn, basil, shit, I'm making pesto. What am I gonna do? Okay, let's try oregano. Or, and then that's how you start coming up with crazy shit. And it's the same in music. It's like all of a sudden, damn, we just did a great take, but it's not sounding right. Let's try, maybe instead of this violin, maybe an organ, or, but you have to make decisions really quick because the shit's gonna burn. The fire's going. So it's similar. It's creating. So I'm sure painters have similar stories. Maybe they run out of the color blue. They go, oh shit, maybe I'll try green or mix a new color.
What was one of my great moments this year musically, it was when to see John Zorn's Moonchild at Teatro Caupolicán, and I told you this great anecdote about this girl that couldn't feel, he was paralyzed from the neck down. He was in a wheelchair, and he told me that she could feel every fiber, every muscle of her body move, and it's
an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll bet you, I've been with people who have gone to a great restaurant or something, or tasted a great cook's food, and said the same thing. I've never tasted that before. I didn't know my tongue could do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, hey, man, it's same thing with the film. I've never seen that before. I didn't know someone could do that. I didn't know I could feel that. These are That's why we watch this shit. That's why we, listen to this shit.
Mike, if you were a film director, there are film directors who do their greatest work, or so everybody said, at their early stages of their career. Someone gets older and they turn out to do their more incredible work on their crepuscular. And I know you don't think about stuff like that, but at what stage do you think you are?
I don't think about that. So I just hope that I can continue, and where it's going up and down, I don't know. I just hope that I can stay sort of true to the visions that I have, and hope that people enjoy it. But if not, it's more important to me not to recognize, oh, that was amazing, or oh, that was shitty. It's more like, no, I got to go straight ahead. There's all these curves. I'm going that way.
There's a very cool anecdote about the Dulce Pontes record you recommended me some time ago.
That Ennio did, right?
Yeah, Portuguese singer. Yeah. And Ennio waited for Dulce Pontes to become a mother to record the record. He held everything after she became a mother, because he told her that her voice will be more... Have you thought about your voice when you become a father? No,
I'm not going to become a father. That's a fucking problem.
But it's an interesting...
No. It is. Well, that shows that he knows...
Yeah. Orgánicamente.
Yes. He knows a lot about the human voice.
Yeah.
Much more than I will ever know. I don't even know about my own voice. Some days I sound... there's a few things I've learned. Kind of, I guess, by trial and error. Like in the studio, sometimes, basically singers don't want to sing in the morning because their voice is not open yet. You're always, when you wake up in the morning, it's not cool. But for some things, like for what I do, I've done a few things with Zorn, where he's just like, hey, let's do it 7 in the morning, because he knows, and he's totally right. I totally have a different. I sound more baritone, Later in the day, I become more, So yeah. I've learned some things, but techniques and whatnot, I'm not. I just try and. I feel like I'm kind of on this wave and following it, and I feel like almost superstitious in the fact that I don't want to direct it, if you know what I mean. I feel confident that I can do pretty much most of the things that I want to do, but I feel like if I know too much about it, then I won't be open to new things. So I always want to, for instance, if a Korean composer comes to me and says, hey, I want you to do, and that's a completely different thing that I love to death, but I can't do. I'll be more open to it, and more, I guess, willing to do it. If I'm not too into my thing, I don't feel like I have a thing. You know what I mean? I don't have a style. I just do it and adapt to whatever musical environment that I'm in. Like some friends of mine that heard Mondokane for the first time, and they're like, I've never heard you say, I didn't know you. Well, where did that come from? I'm like, I don't know. The music made it happen. I didn't do it. The music made it happen. So it's really, it's an anti-singer approach, but the way I see my instrument is it's not about me. It's about the music that's out there that I have to become a part of.
Mike, your relationship, this is the cliche most question, but I don't have even answer. I don't have written it. I'm just.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah. No, with our country, it's almost evident that it's no longer a touch and go relationship. You know, it's not, you know what I'm talking about.
It is
it's
beyond, it's beyond crazy, yeah.
So it's amazing, the fact that it always comes surprises. I mean, unexpected things here and there. I know you have, I mean, you were standing on stage, you know, that same stage that saw you years ago with that other band, living some great, you know, moments. Jodorowsky tiene eso de la ciudad de Tar, la mágica ciudad de Tar.
Sí. Pero no es explicable.
Es como una lengua del hoyo.
Sí. Exactly.
We have the form of the country. You also have the form of the lengua.
That's true. Patagonia. The only thing is that it's about that big. So it looks like something you wouldn't want to eat. Looks like a alien. But it's so good.
Oh.
It's like suavecito. It's really tender and beautiful.
And how you can describe the taste?
¿Cómo dice? Goma. El sabor es tan rico. Salado.
And you have to, you know, eat it with a wine. Pipeño.
Claro. Un terremoto, pero no me gusta terremoto. Por eso no soy huachaca. I mean, listen. I've been trying for years to figure out why the relationship is special here. And I can't explain it. I've asked you a million times, you know, in private, and other friends too. And everybody has like, I mean, like, you know, my friend Fugad has a totally different idea about it. Like, well, it happened at a certain time, políticamente. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. All I can say is it feels comfortable. And whenever I play here, I feel like anything can happen. And that's a great feeling. And I don't have that feeling in a lot of other places, you know. What can I say? I don't know. If I go to Stockholm, I pretty much know what's going to happen in Sweden, okay? I'm going to fucking play, I'm going to leave. It's going to be a great show, probably be a great crowd. But is something really kind of, is there going to be a connection? Probably not. This is why the arts are a great thing. And that's why live music is a great thing. There should be a sense of wonder, curiosity, and almost danger. You know, like what's going to happen. To me, when I go to shows and I don't know, those are the shows I like the best. Not like, okay, here comes that song, here comes this, and oh, hi, great to be here, love you. You know, anything that deviates from the formula to me is exciting.
There's a movie called Up. Do you saw Up?
Oh, is that the balloon?
Yeah, the balloon.
You know what? I have a funny story about that movie. I was on a plane, traveling somewhere, and I fell asleep. Usually I fall asleep before they take off, because that's I'm like the most tranquilo. And I woke up like an hour later, and on the little screen on my seat was this weird animated movie. And I like to watch movies with the sound off, because I'm trying to read lips. I'm trying to learn how to read lips. And so I'm kind of watching the characters, but they're like cartoon characters, so it's really hard. But it seems so like Dali. It was so like surreal. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I put it on, and I ended up watching the whole thing. And it didn't say the title of the movie at the end, so I had no idea what it was. And I got off the plane, did a short tour, came back home, and was talking with a friend back home. I was like, I saw this movie about this fucking balloon, and it was totally weird. I was like, oh, it's Up. It's like a Pixar. I'm like, oh, oh. So I went back and watched it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm mentioning the movie because, you know, everyone recalls the movie because it's the love story between a boy and a girl who happens to grow up, and, you know, the cosas dramáticas y penosas pasan, ¿no? Y el abuelito termina solo.
Sí.
But it's also a movie about a young guy who turns up to meet his héroe.
Yeah.
El viejo. Y se da cuenta que su ídolo, su héroe, es un concha su madre. Es un asshole.
Sí.
So sometimes, what I'm getting to is sometimes it's better to hear your favorite musician, getting to know, see literature instead of know the guy who made it, because you tend to.
Yeah, for me, no. I mean, like, I've met plenty of people that I really respected and thought were heroes. Met them and I forgive anything.
Right.
You have to learn, and it's hard in the media, what you guys do is try to associate the person or the personality with the art, and I don't do it. I think it's a mistake. I mean, honestly, whether you like my music or not, I'm actually a pretty boring person. I'm really not very interesting. No, seriously, ask my wife. And every once in a while I'll do something crazy, and then everyone goes, "Oh wow, so this guy's crazy, and the music's crazy," and
Yeah.
No, this shit has nothing to do with the music. The music is the music, and I know that that's not a very glamorous way of putting it, but from an artist's point of view, yeah, I would encourage the media to kind of try and separate that. Hey, if the art is great and the guy's a child molester, does that make the art less valid? Do you like Roman Polanski less?
Yeah.
I mean, not to single him out, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't. Does that make Repulsion less of a movie? Do you look at Chinatown and go, oh no? Give me a break. Fuck that. Art lives on its own. Personalities are... People are just people. And we all got our good and bad, and crazy and normal and boring, and no matter what a person is like, it doesn't have to be related. Like, I know crazy people that make boring music, and vice versa. I know really boring filmmakers, or boring personalities they have, and they make the craziest, most insane, surreal, art. So to me, there has to be a disconnection.
I'm recalling one of the dialogues that some mother had with his daughter, going back from the concert, and the mother.
Ayer.
Después de Mondocane, la mamá decía a la hija, Morricone, it's like Pope Ratzinger. And the girl told her,
like what?
Morricone se parece, looks like Pope Ratzinger.
Oh.
and the daughter told him, yeah, and Mike, it's like Papa Francisco. Papa Francisco that celebrates her team soccer, wins and twitters and
That's crazy. Well, I understand people need to make a connection with the person, and it's cool. But from my point of view, I don't even want to go there. It's too music enough is already like complicated. Art is complicated enough to decipher, to find meaning in, to find inspiration in. To have to worry about who's behind it. Yeah, I admit I'm curious too. If I could sit down and pick Ennio's brain, I would. But his brain is, I'm not getting in there, and I respect it completely.
I gotta tell you this, Chileans are famous for being hospitalarios y amables con foreign people. But here...
¿Por qué eso?
I'm gonna tell you
That's
this.
Also why I think I have a good relationship here. La gente solamente.
But I think here it comes the fantastic thing about it is that you make us feel at home too. We are at home, we know, but we sense some sort of connection, we sense familia, we sense, you know, a guy that made us feel, you know, I have a tío, un primo que se parece, que escupe como este, güey.
Ese huachaca, güey.
Que es huachaca como este. So, man, I gotta thank you once again.
I mean, the fact that you say that is really like, that's nice.
You know, from once you take your foot to the plane, we're missing you. So it's great to having you en el 7mo Vicio del pelado.
El pelado.
Loco.
Para la segunda vez, ¿no?
La segunda vez.
Sí.
La segunda vez son mejores. The sequels don't need to suck, right?
No, the last one was good too.
Yeah.
But we'll do more.
The funny thing is that...
Estaba más formal.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I was coming, you know, from shitting my pants from meeting Morricone and the documentary thing. And the funny thing is that now, these days, I was shitting blood because, you know, el común denominador is that I'm always wearing diapers for this thing.
Yeah, man. But there's no reason to.
Yeah. Like, finally, I'm learning a lot, man.
Yeah, man.
The rules of the games are you know, pretty hard.
Well, there are no rules.
Yeah.
You make your own.
Yeah.
You know, that's the. If there is a rule, that's the rule. You make your own fucking rules.
You know, hay mucha gente que, para que ustedes sepan, Mike había aceptado la idea de que hubiera guachaquitos, guachaquitas, 7mo Vicioso y 7mo Viciosas, pero logistics, you know, that term, turns out. So I hope every guy that wanted to be here is here already with us, you know, listening through that screen.
Es un programa bastante huachaca, ¿no?
Más o menos.
Más
rarito. Más rarito que huachaca. You know, it's funny. He described a few hours back. He described, or I don't know, huachaca pretty good. Bad taste, but with style.
Yeah. We came up with the name of it, or like una aparece en americano, but I can't remember. Remember? Yeah. And we all went, yeah, that's it. It wasn't Vegas, but it was like, mierda. What was it? It was good. Daniele remembers it because he was like, "Oh, I think I get it now."
Daniele Lupi, he means.
Yeah, Daniele Lupi.
Yeah. So, Mike, I'm going to take your recommendation. Everyone who watches this show should take it. Watch Profondo Rosso.
Profondo Rosso.
From Argento, and you should remember that 24.000 baci da Adriano Celentano. Lucio Fulci make the lyrics.
Incredible. Gracias a ti por eso. Nobody knew. I told Daniele, he freaked out. He's like, oh, shit. Unbelievable. How'd you know that?
I don't know, man.
Porque ya estás
en
el internet
como pegado ahí al computador buscando cosas raritas que aprender. Great to have you once again.
You too, man.
Hope to see you.
Muchísimas gracias.
Sorry for sending you such long fucking mails.
It's okay, I read them.
One thing that I'm learning is that you only read headlines, so
no.
Me estoy puliendo.
No. Solamente netatías porque he estado ocupadísimo por este concierto.
Le pregunto si leyó el correo y me dice, sí, pero no era nada urgente. Le digo, era así una hueva. Era como una lengua del hoyo, así una hueva.
Sí. Tipo 4 meses en uno.
And Mike, I'm losing sleep because this fucking thing doesn't work out. And he comes, I haven't read anything. What
Un email lleno de vómito, eso.
Man, once again, thanks.
Bueno, thank you, man. Siempre.
Hasta siempre, hermano. Nos vemos.
Pollones. Nos vemos.
Mike.